Mom has sent me a devotion on YouVersion called You're Not Behind by Meghan Ryan Ashby. Y'all, I said, I don't need the devotion. I need the book. Y'all, I got that book yesterday and finished it. And I was just like, girl, you understand. You see me. I feel like I was reading my life. For her, she had 23 roommates, I believe. And this was just her journey of moving and being in places and spaces where you did not think that you were going to be. Have one roommate, they get married, and it's just the journey. And I'm just like, girl, I get it. Y'all, I had 16 roommates over my collegiate years, and I'm just like, now I didn't have to move. They like moved in with me and moved out, but I've only had a few major moves, and that was like home to college, college to home, and then home to here. And I'm just like, okay, yeah. Also, in being okay with where you are, for me, I have let one of the people that has an influence in my life bother me with the statement of I shouldn't be here right now. And for me, I'm okay with where I am. Like, my mom and I have a relationship that I want to say, they always say, I'm not your little friend. And it's like we've grown into the place where we are now, where she's never lived alone herself. And so because I'm an only child, I really thought by this point I would be living with my husband. Like, that's just the reality. And it's like, okay, at what point will I say, oh, let me just go ahead and do this solo dolo? I don't know. But also, my mom hasn't lived alone either. So it's this sweet spot of where we are doing this beautiful dance, just like with the menu. Because the weekdays are easier for me. I handle the weekdays. She handles the weekends when I'm busier. And it's just this beautiful dance that we just handle what needs to be handled. And I'm okay where I am right now. But I have to let go of other people's expectations and thoughts of where I am, because from somebody else's perspective, they're like, oh, well, your mom has you there. But I'm just like, in my perfect world, I wouldn't be here if my prayers were answered, because then she would be living alone, because I would be living with my husband. It's just like, okay. But even with all of this, she had a line in her book that says, I have been temporarily disappointed, but not permanently let down. Y'all, that doggone line made me stop and weep. Because it's like, how many times, ooh, this is not supposed to be like this. How many times have you been disappointed to the point where it makes you want to never do something else again? And it's like, nah, don't let this permanently stop you. And so it's like, okay, Lord, I hear you. I got to keep going. Even when it doesn't look like what I thought it would look like. Even when this is taking longer than I thought it would take. And even with the journey of Dad. I didn't think it would look like this at this point. I really thought that, oh, Jesus. I really thought that I would have my dad to walk me down the aisle. I just knew that I had more time. But it gives you another level of God. And sometimes as you go through the difficult seasons of life, it just opens your perspective on the other side. And so it's like, no, you're not behind. And I'm saying that to myself because it's something that I easily get trapped up in. I easily get tripped up on. Because it honestly feels like I am behind. Even if it's not somebody saying it, it's my body knowing that, oh, you're 35 now. Like, anything past this is a geriatric pregnancy. It's considering your eggs that I'm not getting more. It's all of those little things. And I know that God can. And that's the thing that I'm standing on. I'm standing on the faith to know that God can. And if it be his will, that it will happen. So I'm not behind. And I love how the close of her book, she was like, it's this one part, I don't want to spoil it for you, but just to know that the full circle of the things that she had written down, it's like, girl, you're not behind. So Brittany, you're not behind. To you, you're not behind. That thing that you're praying for, if it be the Lord's will, I pray that he will show up and show out for you, just like I'm praying that for myself. Ooh, this wasn't supposed to be this heavy. I was just trying to tell y'all. I was just trying to tell y'all about the book. But you're not behind. And I pray that if you don't believe it, that you keep saying it until you believe it. God knows. He knows. Even when I look at Dad's death, he knows. I had to go through that dark moment to appreciate the light. And yeah, here we are, just unfolding this thing called life. Oh, love y'all. Bye.